So let's bring Terry on. Hello, Terry.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm great, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Happy Christmas.
You too. Are you excited about Christmas? Have you done all your shopping?
Yeah, I love Christmas, mate. I'm like a big kid when it comes to Christmas.
Now, E17, you know, you have had 18 top 20 hits, but would you say you have, like, a favourite track that E17 have done?
Yeah, I'd say my favourite track is probably Stay Another Day.
Which actually went to number 1 as well, so that must have been a great achievement for you.
Every Christmas they play it. Videos are out, you know, walking around Tesco's, getting me shopping. I can hear it coming out the speakers. It's great. It's great.
No,
you know, I think a song like that will keep us going forever, really.
Absolutely, because last week we interviewed someone called Jonah Louis who had a song called Stop the Cavalry, and the same thing he said, the song gets played over and over again at Christmas, and he absolutely, you know, he loves that feeling. Yeah, mate,
it's good. It's good, really good.
Now, E17 formed in 1991, is that correct?
92.
92?
We did form in 91, first single was 92.
And you know, when the band, when you met your fellow band members, what was your first impression? You know, did you get on really well at first?
Yeah, well, I knew them, like, me and Brian went to school together, and Tony and John, they were like 3 years older than me and Brian, but they went to the same school, so after school we used to hang out these, like, derelict block of flats. There used to be, like, 40, 50 of us. So we sort of grew up together.
Wow. So you hit it off straight away, and you became one of the biggest selling groups in the 90s, and you had so many hits.
Yeah, it was great. You know, I was 17 years old when I started. Now I'm like 36. It's been a long while, but I love it. I love music. I love making music. I produce music myself. You know, my life has been music, really. I've seen the world. You know, I've been to third world countries as well as, like, proper established countries, and, you know, I've fulfilled a dream, really.
Now, you know, you just said you started music at the age of 17, like, in E17. How is that for you? Because I'm 17 and I couldn't imagine that, like, the amount of people calling your name, the stuff you had to do, that must be quite a big thing to do at such a young age.
Yeah, it was, but to be fair, you know, we was working 7 days a week, so you don't really notice it. You know, you don't really notice it till later on in your career, I think. Then you sort of take a step back and you look at it and you think, bloody hell, look how big it's got, you know. So, but you're working so hard in the beginning. When you ain't working over here, you're working in Europe. When you ain't working in Europe, you're working in Asia, you know, and so on. So it's, you know, it's you have to work hard to become successful. But while you're working hard, you don't really realise how big it is. Now, it's mad. It's proper mad.
And the group has actually sold over 20 million records worldwide. That's absolutely crazy, and you must be so proud of the work you've done in the group and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think 20 million albums is beyond what you can dream of, you know. And you know, England was like a big country for us, but, you know, places like Germany and France and Australia, even places like Israel, you know, we were massive. Every single we brought out went to number 1, you know, every album went to number 1. It was quite mad, really. But I think, you know, places like Israel and they love us in Eastern Europe. You know, we've been doing gigs for years in Eastern Europe and stuff because I think they can relate to what we were singing about. You know, we were in the beginning we were singing about, like, don't make war and stuff like that, and these places were very suppressed by certain dictators and stuff, you know, so they could relate to what we were talking about.
So, you know, being number 1 in so many countries, what did you think made you so big in other countries? Why do you think they took to you so well as they did?
I think we was big in other countries due to the fact that we was different. You know, we was always into, like, rap and mainly American rap, American soul, American R&B, New Jack Swing when it came out. So, you know, our dress sense was very American. with like the big baggy jeans. You know, I used to wear like, sometimes I'd wear a size 34, 36 waist just to get the bagginess out of the jeans. You know, you got it all rolled up round your belt. but you know, that was the thing, you know, back then. And people, you know, we used to wear the caps like right on top of our head, like you could flick your head and it'd fall off where it ain't on your head properly. But you know, that was the thing, you know. And things come. I think everything cycles in life, you know. Everything goes back round, and you know, we've done the camouflage stuff, and you know, people say N-dubs are quite like E17, you know, and you get a comparison. We had the shave heads up the side, like bald on the sides, and you know, I just think we was different. You know, all the other sort of boy bands out there at the time were very sort of like your mum would want to take you home and stuff like that. But to us, it was like, lock your daughters up. You know, it was lock your daughters up. E17 are in town. I remember a few news articles saying that when we was on tour. So, but where like other boy bands were more sort of, you know, you'd like to take them home to see your mum, girls and stuff like that. But I just think we was different, and you know, obviously helped with Take That being the pretty boys and us being sort of the rough boys, and you know, you had that kind of rivalry, and you know, it helped both of us climb the ladder back in the 90s.
And initially, the band split in 1997, and it was considered one of the biggest breakups ever in music history. But why did E17 call it a day back in 97?
It was just due to loads of different things, you know, certain managers sort of pulling you apart, telling people, oh, you need to go solo. I think there was musical differences at the time. It was loads of things, you know, when you're living out of a suitcase and you start squabbling over stupid things, like someone keeps forgetting their toothpaste or their deodorant, and you're like, oh, you know, why can't I get your own it's silly little things. But I think that, like, we was together for so long, nearly every day. You know, you're gonna have your arguments and stuff like that, and that's just how it was. You know, we were still young back then.
And actually, you did make a brief return under the new name of E17 in 1998. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, we made a brief return. We brought out the first single, and it went straight to number 2.
Wow.
The record company was like, we've got to bring out the album, and the record company at the time had Posh Spice, had just signed Posh Spice, and really they were throwing all their money into Posh Spice, and it just got sort of swallowed up really. But the second record company we went with, I don't think they was as good as our first record company, we was trying to cross over into an adult audience because we was getting older, and the music also was getting older, and they was putting their money into like advertising on Nickelodeon TV, and we was thinking like, oh, what are you doing? Like our first record company, we had the big billboard posters all around London and England, and the second one, no, we don't want to do that, and it just seemed like they were throwing their money where we was getting older and wiser as well, and we started to learn about the industry and the business and stuff. We was going, when we was having meetings with them, we was sort of, we weren't telling them, but we was telling them our ideas, and it might give them the ump a bit as well. But you know, you do learn as you go along, and you pick up things, and we could see that the things what they were putting money into, promotional things, weren't really the right thing for us, because we was getting older, and we was trying to cross over. You know, our fans were getting older with us.
And now it's 2010, and E17 are back, and they're reunited. So, you know, you must be so glad to be back with your bandmates and working on new projects. Yeah,
well, we're talking at the moment, you know, and you know, we've taken the first step by talking and stuff like that. So, you know, we're hoping 2011 is going to be a big year. So, you know, I can't really say too much on that side of things, but, you know, all I'm saying is 2011 hopefully will be a big year for us. We're going to put in the time and effort, and we're all getting on well and stuff.
That's awesome. And so, for you yourself, Terry, what can we expect from you now? Are you working on any projects yourself?
Yes, I'm working on some projects. I've been learning how to produce music since the beginning of the band. Really, it's all self-taught, and I'm working on some projects myself. So I'd like to where I was sort of, when you're in a band and you've got a manager, it sort of gives everyone their thing, and they like to keep it that way. But obviously, I want to show people what I can do myself. And that's writing songs, that's producing songs, that's doing all the music, doing all the lyrics, and all the singing and everything like that. So yeah, I want to show people what I can do. And they're good songs, they're really good songs what I'm writing at the minute, and they're current. And I also DJ, so I've got a good ear for music and stuff like that. So yeah, 2011 is going to be a big year for me.
That's great, and we look forward to hearing the new projects. And thanks for joining us on today's show.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks. And I'll send you a track as soon as it's mastered.
Oh, brilliant! We'll play that on air. But we are going to play E17 Stay Another Day now. It is December, so it'll be a great song to play at the end of the interview.
Lovely, mate.
Thanks very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you very much.